Welcome to Something to Talk About. We are an offshoot of Good Question. We're still going to talk about the issues that are relevant to Guam, but we're also going to add a few extras. And tonight, we're going to enter the world of the Soroptimist International of Guam. It's an organization that works with the challenges of women and children. Now, they are your mothers, they are your sisters, they are your children. Join us tonight as we talk about all of the things that happen on Guam with the Soroptimist International and things that are happening to you. We are Something to Talk About, and we've got a lot to talk about. Welcome to the maiden voyage of Something to Talk About. We are so happy to be here in a little niche inside King's Restaurant in Tamuning. It's an honor and a pleasure to be here tonight with the president of International Soroptimist of Guam, Jackie Perez. Good morning. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Good evening.
How are you? I don't know what the day part is, but how are you?
I'm fine. How are you guys
Thank you for coming.
Well, thanks for having us on.
No, it's my pleasure because there is a huge celebration coming up this weekend.
Next weekend
that is just, I think, the biggest, one of the biggest events of the year, with all the women on Guam coming together for
women artists.
Women artists, yeah.
Yes.
But no, the event is not only for women.
No, it's not just for women; it's for men as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
The Soroptimist International of Guam, I said at the beginning of the show, talks about the works with women and girls,
and
yes. Mostly girls. Females,
right,
and the challenges they face, and we hear a lot about the problems that we have in this region. Human trafficking,
right,
definitely a really big deal.
Yeah, it's coming to light that it is a big deal on Guam.
Yeah, and that's exactly it.
Yeah.
We have had a few very serious human trafficking, sex trafficking cases in Guam. How have you, as an organization that's centered in Guam, been able to respond?
Well, you know, what we do is we support the war on human trafficking and sexual abuse for women. This is a UN sponsored program. We also work with the Attorney General, U.S. Attorney General, Alicia Lumtiaco, and her programs on same thing. So. That's how we sponsor the programs for them.
Okay, and so the programs are what? I mean, what happens on the ground? What literally happens to prevent these things from happening? Well, there are a lot of, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but there are a lot of places in Guam where this exists, and they're hidden, and they're very deep, and we don't necessarily, the human eye doesn't necessarily see it.
Right.
But organizations such as yours, the U.S. Attorney's Office for sure,
right.
and I'm sure the Attorney General's office.
What we do is we support awareness programs, forums, and you know, we just have, when the Attorney General's office, they had a forum last year, and we sponsored a forum last year just to bring this to light, because a lot of people don't know about it. You know, that's what happens on Guam. So that's how we support it, you know, through the Attorney General's office and sponsoring awareness programs for them.
Is there a target group in Guam that you play to, that you try to work with or educate?
Yes, we work through like the Big Brothers Big Sisters programs or the Coalition Against Women Abuse. So we sponsor, you know, they have activities in the neighborhoods, in the areas like Pagacha, like the Gilbaza subdivisions, where we come out and we do some mentoring programs with the young women out there.
It's really difficult because so much of what happens in these places that you're talking about, it's really not visible to the naked eye.
Right.
So
unless you're in that area,
and so the greater population sort of doesn't. It's not that they turn a blind eye, but they just don't know that it's happening.
It's out of sight, out of mind.
Right.
I mean, they see things on TV internationally or, you know, globally, but they don't see it
happening to them
locally. Yeah. Right. You know, they get busy with their lives, and unless it happens to them directly, or you know, they just. Yeah, like you say, they don't really just turn a blind eye to it, but they're just not too involved with it.
What do you think that we can do as a community to make more people aware that this exists in our neighborhoods?
You know, when you see just like with these things with children that are abused women, if you see somebody who looks like they may have issues, say something. You know, that's all we can do. That's the best that we can do at this point.
That's kind of hard though in our culture. We're
It
not.
is.
We're kind of passive aggressive that way. We don't
Right.
necessarily, approach somebody.
But I think more and more we're seeing things where people do report stuff because, it starts to be a guilt thing when they say, oh, I saw that happen and I didn't do anything about it. And then something happens to the person.
What are some
do
of
you
the
do?
other issues that you're dealing with other than human trafficking or sex trafficking in this region? What is Disruptors International dealing with?
Well, we're working with Erica's House. One of our main projects is Earrings for Erica's House, which is the visitation center for children on Guam. It's for children who have divorced parents or have they don't have parents that see eye to eye. So it's like an exchange center for them to exchange hands. And
So how do you
It's a
help
big
there?
thing.
How do you help there?
we actually we sponsor the program.
Okay.
So we have a major fundraiser that goes specifically to them.
And what is that? What do you specifically do for them? Because much of what they do is a matter of policy, right? There are discretion issues and
Right. We can't
privacy issues.
Exactly. So we can only support them financially, and that's why we have these fundraisers.
Okay.
And because you're right, there are privacy issues and stuff. So I mean, the marshal's office, everybody's involved. This was Serapis International of Guam and the Serapis International of the Marianas were appointed guardians of the program for Erica's House.
This is really the only organization. Erica's House is the only organization that exists on Guam
As a visitation
to be an
center.
intermediary between disputing parents.
Right.
Between the custodial parents and then and the non-custodial parents.
Yes.
And this is a facility, by the way. This is a facility that like I said, acts like an intermediary where the non-custodial parent can come. Do they come to visit the child there? Or?
They do. What they do is they have two separate parts of the home where there's for the males to enter, either parents, and then what they do is they drop the child off. Other parent comes in from the other side and picks the child up or visits right there. Yeah, and vice versa.
And so the parents never really have any contact.
They can't have any contact with
And
each
in the
other.
meantime, though, the child is just brought to the center by the custodial parent.
Yes.
It's just really a sort of a handoff. I mean,
yeah.
I hate to say it like that, but
It's true.
It's a handoff, basically.
Yes. Where there's people to monitor, supervised.
And that is a big issue in Guam.
It is. It's so much so that we're looking at possibly opening another center.
I was gonna ask you about that because it is located in one particular area,
Right.
and from my experience, we read the magistrate's reports on a daily
Tons.
basis, and the family violence cases are very much on the rise.
Right.
And typically there is a child involved in one of these cases.
Yes.
And it's very difficult. I don't know if it's a cultural barrier that we're dealing with. What's your experience? I mean, are we? I think we allow so much more for the fact that there are cultural values that we have and that we are a little more lenient.
Yeah, and that's what it is. I think we don't want to get involved with the other person, with anybody else and stuff like that. But more so, I mean, the child is the one who's affected.
Yeah.
So I think more and more people are looking at that and seeing how can we help that child.
Can we support a second sort of Erica's House in another place?
Actually, I think we can. That's
Yeah.
why we're looking at it seriously. We just moved Erica's House to a place in Mighty, Barragata. We moved them out of Tejan because the house is being renovated.
Oh, that's right. But that's not a secret. The location
No,
is
it's
not a
not.
secret.
It's not.
Okay.
It's not.
Is there protection or security?
There's
in
always
Erica's
a
House?
marshal in the unit
At all times. So is it a 24-hour
No,
facility?
it's not. They're only open on certain days
All right,
and certain
then
times.
and then it's sort of by appointment, whatever the appointed day
Right,
is.
right, they have
for that. I hate
appointments.
to say exchange, but that really is what it is.
Yeah,
I mean, it's
it is.
a sort of peaceful transition
Right.
for the child between the custodial and the non-custodial
Yes,
parent, where they can meet in a place that is protected, where one can
Right.
can change over. It's a growing problem.
Yes, it is.
I can see.
Right, it is. And so the place that we've got them in now, it's a larger place, and it's it's a better place for them.
So if you opened up, if there was, I know you're not from Erica's
Yeah.
house, but you would be partially helping them.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So where would be another location for it?
Up north, because
Oh,
right now the way the numbers, from what I understand, there's enough to support the northern side.
I'm sure there is.
And right now it's centrally located, but just from where we are down south,
Right.
is enough for just one location in up north.
So here is the big deal about the Seroptimus International Seroptimus of Guam. The way they fundraise for exactly the organizations we're talking about is with a lot of fun, and it's usually a lot of music, and
Yes.
it sounds like a really big girl time, but it really isn't. It's open to the
It's
public.
for everybody.
But it is highlighting the talents of women on Guam.
Yes.
And you have lined up for this third year in a row now. Celebration for Malawan is in its third year.
Yes.
Highly successful. People are trying to get those tickets. I don't know how many new friends you made. I made a lot of new
Yeah.
friends. They're like, hey man, can you hook me up? So the event is coming up very,
It's
very
coming
soon.
up on August 22nd, which
Yeah.
is a Friday evening. It's always been on a Friday evening. Doors open at 5:30 because we're going to have art display as well. We have women artists, different mediums, and we'll also have some women vendors selling some of their wares this year.
And this is going to be held at the Sheraton,
It's gonna
where
be
it
the
was
Sheraton
the past
Laguna.
couple of years.
Yes.
And it really calls out all of the female artists. And this year's
Yes.
theme is what?
This year's theme is swinging back to the 40s.
Oh Lord have
Yeah.
mercy.
Yes.
And so that's a lot of Rosie the Riveter and a lot
Rosie the
of
Riveter, yes.
Okay.
A lot of Hollywood glam.
Hollywood glam. You are talking my
Yeah.
language. Listen, this is what we're going to do. We're going to let Jackie go, but coming up, a couple of the singers on Guam, two big names, will be joining us on the set in a couple of minutes to, I think,
Yeah.
entice us to go to the show. We're something to talk about. Come on back. That's really. Welcome to Something to Talk About. Tonight we are talking about a huge celebration. It's called Celebration for Malawan, and it's the third time, three-peat, it's a third time and very successful. I want to introduce to you El Taitagui, and this is Rachel Estevez, and this is Dee Cruz. She is known for many other things, but she's a great great MC, not a DJ. You suck as an MC.
Yeah.
But no, but you're a great DJ. No,
okay.
We have been MCing for the past couple of years, and we're really happy to have you guys here. Thank you for coming. This is a really cool collection, right, of women who have come together, women artists. Now, who got left out is what I want to know.
Who got what?
Who got left out? I mean, everybody's there, right? Everybody's there. We didn't leave anybody out.
Nobody gets left out.
Nobody ever gets left out.
I think some folks moved on. You have Lisa Burdett that's left island.
Yeah, moved off
Michelle
island.
Sabina
Okay,
is left
okay.
island.
We had a
You have some newcomers. You guys are
the
featuring.
Sirens are going to be singing with us this year. That all new.
Who's the,
new
who are
girl
the
group.
Sirens?
The Sirens. I know. One of them was Dee from 3 Times Steady. There's another girl named Shannon.
Right, is Dee gonna be?
I don't know.
Yeah, we don't know. We just know.
They're young,
honestly,
brave singers.
so many.
I know
Yeah.
Leia.
They did a great job at the. If you had a chance to go down to the block party, they were one of the before the grand finale. It was the ladies that sang Keisha Cole, and people freaked out when she sung
Oh, wow.
"Love" by Keisha Cole. They did it acoustically.
She did it?
She did it,
She-
and everyone
who?
ran over to see the Sirens.
They thought that
The lead
Keisha
singer.
Cole was in
They
the
thought that
audience?
Keisha
Oh, very
Cole was-
nice.
I mean, even I ran. I was
Yeah.
like, Keisha!
Wow, that's
They're
pretty cool.
really amazing.
Well, the thing about it is that it's a collection of the finest female artists on Guam, which is what I really like. And this year, it's all jazz. So you guys are doing. What are you doing? Is there a rearrangement of music to jazz it up? Is that how it is?
We have jazz, swing, and blues kind
Swing,
of.
Okay.
yes.
Yeah.
Music of the 40s.
It's not straight jazz, but they are 1940s influence
like
jazz, swing, blues.
But what are the songs? Are they cover and rearranged to that?
Yes, we've got some
Yes.
a lot of covers, and then we also got some good oldies that
Yeah.
Some of the
like to
good
hear.
oldies from
Yeah.
the time of the 40s.
Yes.
You don't know anything about the 40s, girl. You were like born in 1995. No, I'm kidding.
87.
Oh, okay. I was off by a few years. But the 40s was an awesome time for music. That was
You
right.
wouldn't have-
I wasn't, but I'm a senior citizen, so I feel like I had to study this before I got on the air. No, but the 40s, I mean, that was a pretty cool time. I mean, a lot of
was.
people, as the 40s was. I mean, it was a decade of war for sure.
I think the 40s dancing was more energetic than it was now because you have the jitterbug, you've got the swing. I mean, they're just like tossing women around like dolls.
Big
They were
band
skinny.
music.
Yes, big band music.
They were skinny because they worked in the factories and they were exercising all the time. You couldn't. But
it
you
was
couldn't
also-
toss me
it was
over your head if
also
you
the
wanted
They
to.
never ate in the
Rosa.
40s.
Hollywood
No, they were
glamour.
Russian.
Oh yeah,
Hollywood glamour and style and
Yeah.
fashion. It was the era of.
over the top.
That was the time.
Pinup
That's
dolls.
the
Yeah,
time.
then girls,
Pinup too,
not dolls.
yeah.
But I mean, but
Thanks for
was
the name
it?
drop, Dee.
Yeah. but was that? Can you relate to that time as an artist, Elle? Because you have just got that. You've got that whole soul thing happening.
I'm
but that-
excited because I have a costume change and I get to do it this year. I wasn't able to do it the last
Oh, you have a
couple of
costume
years. I have
change.
a costume change.
Oh, you must be the diva of the
I'm
show.
excited.
They make time for you. But what about? Can you relate to the music of
Yes,
that time?
absolutely.
Why is that? Because that's your genre, isn't it? I mean,
is.
is that where you find your strength in music?
It's a lot easier for me. I get to relax, and whatever it is that I'm feeling, stress of the day. That's the kind of music that just lets it
Is that
all
the kind of
go.
stuff you
Yeah.
listen to? Now you are just a younger whippersnapper, though. I mean,
yeah,
I
Cheers.
love blues and all that stuff. What I like about it is it's like the timing. It's a lot more. It's freer, a lot of improvisation, and that's what I love about it. So this is actually my favorite show, and a lot of the band were saying it's our favorite show just because of like the style and all that.
Wow.
Your music director is Christine Palma still? Oh, I'm sorry, she got married.
She got married. She's a Thiessen, right?
Tyson.
Tyson.
Christina's
Oh, she's got one of those
director, and
names where
Jen's
you
the
don't pronounce the
music
TH. Okay.
So they're back. They're back
We
in.
have a music director, vocal director, and dance. We got Brandy too.
Yeah, Brandy J is our choreographer.
Oh, very nice. Oh, there
we
will
have
be
3 departments.
choreography.
Yes.
There will be dancing.
Yeah,
and
you guys have
things.
a dance.
Oh, we have a dance to learn.
Oh, we have a dance to
Maybe,
learn?
I don't know. I thought you guys were gonna do like a little
What I'm really
striptease.
excited
Good
about
luck with
this year is
Couple of shots of Absolute, and then we'll be on
the
our way.
ladies that are on the show, the new faces, their voices are very powerful, and I'm so proud because I actually went to my first rehearsal this Sunday that just passed, and the vocals were just. I'm so proud.
Wow.
You guys, if you guys haven't bought your tickets yet to Celebration Femme Lawan, you need to.
Well, here's the
You
thing.
really do.
It's like it only happens this one time, and it doesn't happen any other time of the year. And every time it has happened, everybody has kicked themselves, saying, "I can't believe I didn't go." This year, I am suddenly everybody's best friend. It's like, "Hey, man, can you hook me? Can you hook me up?
Me too.
Right?
It's like,
Are you
and
everybody?
Patty still hosting? Okay. Can we get a table closest to the? And I'm like,
Oh,
I'm not.
yeah.
I'm not in charge of the tables or the tickets.
We have no
But for an
idea.
extra $50, I will pass that.
You'll
word
hook it
along.
up. I'll hook it up for you. But it's a big deal. The best part about it is that there are a lot of women in the audience, but it is not only for women. It's not women centric. It really is an opportunity for us to pull out all of the talent of Guam. But I'm saying that we don't have to get up to go get our own food.
Right.
I'm telling you, for a girl, I don't know. I don't know how you guys feel, but with a girl with a little bit of poundage
Right.
on her, getting up and
Okay.
getting your
Oh,
own food is
no.
not
You don't have
fun
to watch-
anymore.
Honestly, I really think that folks out there, and if you have a great staff and you're a boss that absolutely loves folks that are making you work better and do better, buy a table for your agency
Oh,
and
see,
have
yes.
them
That's
come
a good
out,
idea.
and you don't have to come, but buy it for your agency or your group. A table of 10, have them bring their spouses along, and then enjoy probably the best. And I would say
It's a
that
great date
show.
night.
Yes,
It is a great date
No,
night.
honestly, it's kind of a cheap date.
Because
If you're into
if you
stuff
really
like
think
that.
about
No,
it.
it's a
Get a
cheap date
concert and
because you
a
get a
fancy
concert and
dinner.
you don't have to
Art
get up
exhibit.
and get your wife like extra potato salad or anything.
Everything is right there. All your wives' friends or girlfriends are sitting around. They're getting up to
Oh,
dance.
sorry.
They're doing all of these good things. It's a plus win. And by the time you get home, it's boom chicka bow wow.
Oh wow, okay, and that was too much information. That's the other celebration.
I still gig
But-
right after that.
That's another
we
thing
double
because
it.
you guys are all like sort of double timing that night, right?
Yeah.
You're all
I am.
doing other things
I
at
do
the end of
happy
the night.
hour, and then I have to rush over to the Sheraton. That's why they pushed me back towards the ending part of the show.
Oh my gosh, okay.
And the
well,
main band has a.
Okay,
Yeah.
our prop is falling.
Our
It's
prop
hitting
is
my.
falling.
See, you like the
let's
note
get
I
this
hit?
started.
Okay, let's do
No,
this.
but the idea is for the night to celebrate that time, that era of the 40s. You're in costume.
Yes.
Okay.
I have my, it's at the post office right now, hence that's why I was
Oh,
asking you what time it opened.
Is somebody wearing it or is
No,
it?
I'm
oh,
going
you
to
have to
wear it.
pick
I
it
have to
up.
go pick it up, but
What is it?
it's a general outfit for the Navy.
General
Okay,
of the
that makes
Navy.
sense.
Yeah.
Is there such a thing?
Wow.
Yeah.
Whatever.
No. It's general of the
Army.
Army
General.
Well, hello. I
Because
just had a brain
A lot of that
That's
military
okay.
style was back in the 40s.
Well, that
because
was
everyone-
all
in the
around
40s,
our
yes,
time.
That's what it was
Yeah.
from.
That
So they
whole-
gave me the opportunity to go either enlisted or officer, and I was like, well, when I was in the Marine Corps, I
hello.
was enlisted.
Yeah.
I was like, I need to be.
You went for the
saluted,
kill.
too. Yep.
You went for
and
the
then
kill, good
you are
You know,
Nurse?
I
Yes.
wanted to be a
Are you gonna
nurse.
be a secretary?
I was going to be a nurse, but everything on eBay, which is where she told me to go, that all had the naughty nurse costume, and I was like, yeah, that doesn't fly with me. So I don't know. There's the whole Rosie Riveter thing was a big deal because women at the time were enlisted to work while
Yes.
their husbands were at war, which is so much different than it is now.
So overalls and a nice little,
right.
get the
I've been
little
wearing
scarf
overalls a long
over,
time.
right?
Okay.
Last year, when everyone was told to dress up, people did really.
Yeah, they
dress.
really went out. That was a lot of fun. Are you? But you're not gonna. Are you gonna? What are you doing?
The band.
The band.
I don't wanna-
The band last year wore black
Like little
ties,
tuxedos,
Okay,
kind
all
of
right.
thing.
And then the
It's
year
gonna be
before that was a whole different.
just all black.
Yeah.
Just
Okay.
black, yeah.
Well, the most important part of that, aside from the food and the side stuff that you and I are emceeing,
Yeah, I'm singing.
is the music. And coming up in a second, we are going to hear from Elle and Rachel. They're going to perform for us, and you can get a little taste of what you can expect at Celebration Famalawan 3, which is coming up on August 22nd.
22nd. That's a Friday night. and
Sheraton
we will
Laguna.
be there.
Yeah. We'll come right back with some more music after this. And that really does it for our maiden voyage of something to talk about. As we have seen in the past hour, we have a lot to talk about. I hope you'll join us next week. In the meantime, Celebration Famalawan is number 3 is coming up on August 22nd. Really quick, the names of the sponsors, Dean.
First and foremost, Sorensen, the presenters, along with Absolute, and GTA, Bank of Guam, IP&E, Coast 360, International Distributors, Bank Pacific, Sorensen, of course, Titan, Triple J, and Mariana's Variety.
And there you go.
Tickets.
Yeah,
Tickets on sale at Cars Plus, or you can log online.
to get them as well. Thank you so much for joining us. Have a great evening, everyone. Thanks. What's some
Some precious moments. Will I say, Lady Sassafras?
Of course.
Downton Abbey.
In the cool of the evening when everything is getting kind of groovy, you call me up and ask me would I like to go with you and see a movie. First I say no, I've got some plans for tonight, and then I stop and say alright. Love is kinda crazy with a spooky little boy like you. You always keep me guessing, I never seem to know what you are thinking. If a girl looks at you, it's for sure your little eye will be blinking. I get confused to never know where I stand, and then you smile and hold my hand. Love is kinda crazy with a spooky little boy like you. Spooky, yeah. inside. Someday you're gonna stop this game you play. I'm gonna tell you all the things my heart's been trying to say. Just like a ghost, you plan on haunting my dreams, and now I know you're not what you seem. Love is kinda crazy with a spooky little boy like you. Spooky, yeah. Love is kinda crazy with a spooky little boy like. Love is kinda crazy with a spooky little boy like. Love is kinda crazy with a spooky little boy like you. Spooky little boy.
Oh yeah.